Chandelier. No, that's not gonna be in the video. Hi, Mart here, and welcome back to another episode of Draw Every Day. In today's episode, I'm gonna talk about drawing poses. And since I'm super bad at drawing poses and about drawing interesting poses, that's more about the title of the video. I'm gonna show you my, approach when I need to draw some really good pose. And in the background, I'll be drawing some figure drawing from the website Sketch Every Day. This is how I practice, usually, all of my figure drawing skills, I guess. But before I start, there will be stream on Saturday, this Saturday. That's, the upcoming Saturday. And it's gonna be at, wait a second. It's gonna be at 7 p.m. UTC time, which is like GMT plus 0. So you can just add or subtract your time zone, out of it. So I picked the plus 0, so it's easier for everybody. So I guess we can start with this video and with little tricks, tips and tricks, how I approach this theme of poses and theme of figure drawing and interesting poses. There are 3 approaches to making poses. You can either do a stationary, you can either do a calm stationary pose, which is usually represented by just straight line. Everything what is straight line, it doesn't have any curves in the pose, it's just standing like this, or like this, or it's just standing. That's usually not really interesting pose, but it can be dramatic, or, calm or something like that. But that's on you, you can choose what you want for your piece. So the first, straight line, how I said. Then you can, pick, for example, C shape. It's just like this curve, right? Or the other way around, and that's usually a quirky or like this, but it's way more interesting than the first one. Straight line and curve, it's better. Curves are better than straight lines most of the time. And the last one is S shape. That's more sexy, more dynamic pose. The S shape is the most common pose. If you want to make your piece interesting, you usually use S-shape curve. That's pretty much what you want to achieve. You want to achieve the S curve because you want to make it interesting and more dynamic, more sexy. And that's pretty much your goal at this one. Yeah, but at the end, it doesn't really matter. I know I just had 2 minutes discussion about S-shapes and stuff like this, but at the end, it doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is what suits for your piece, for your drawing, If it's it doesn't have to be S-shaped. For example, if your drawing is calm or dramatic, the S-shape would, the S-curve would probably break it, and you wouldn't like it anymore. So choose your curves wisely, I guess. Anyway, let's move to another thing. Let's move to the actually reason why I'm doing these figure drawing instead of just drawing from my imagination. Because I pretty suck at figuring out new poses, And the reason why I suck is that I usually stick to a few poses I know, and I'm not really willing to learn the whole anatomy in case of movement, And that's pretty much why I suck at poses. And learning the whole anatomy in case of movement is super hard, and it takes you a lot of time, and it doesn't guarantee you that you will know how to do these poses from head. Well, so my approach for this will be probably to get my visual library of poses bigger, Just straight up brutal force, learn every pose I want, And then just use them from my memory. Don't try to figure out something new, If you're not an animator or something like that, you don't really need to know everything about poses. You just need to have big enough visual library to be able to pull off these poses and draw them on a paper. So my advice for this, my big trick for this is just enlarge your visual library of poses. Just find some pictures on Google or on, sketchdaily.net, I think. It's I don't know, I will let the link below. And just practice them, try to memorize them, find some poses that you like, that are interesting for you, that you will be able to use and reproduce in your next pieces, in your next paintings, and learn them by, like, you know, just beat them in your head, and then you can just use them in your pieces. Or, you know, at the end you just can use reference. It's like using reference is okay, but never copy. Just use it as a reference. Don't copy the reference. Okay? Well, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say today, actually. Well, I know it's been a while since I made a video. I apologize for that. I had some, you know, problems, but hopefully I'm back in my tracks and I can keep making these videos. I even shaved myself today for my for making this video. I got the haircut and everything, so yeah. I guess that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching and see you next time. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow, but see you next time.